Man, I was driving here. Did you ever have a moment in your life where it's just like, oh my God, I just got to get out of here. I just got to go.
Like a road rage?
No, like a cringe moment. Like, oh, this happened.
Okay.
So I was on my way here and, stopped right in front of the police station because of two geese. Uh-huh. One was watching the other across the road, but real slow, walking. I'm like, God, I look over in the other car and I'm like, well, somebody's got to get out. And finally somebody just gets out of his car and just starts limping over to the other goose. Jesus. And I'm like, oh, no. I would have obviously would have done that. And he's sitting there limping over. He scares the goose away. And all these other people were walking by and then they just stare at me. And I'm like, it's not my fault. It's not my fault. It's like my own version of the game of Frogger. And then he just he waves at me, right? And I wave back and I put my window down and I'm like, buddy, I just would have helped. I just feel so bad. And he just kind of nodded. That's where my day went on the way.
Is that a gaggle? Is that two geese a gaggle? Or is
I think it's a gaggle.
I'm not sure.
A gaggle of geese or goose eye.
Absolutely. Well, this is the Brothers Camper. Welcome, everyone. I'm Eric Camper, co-host.
Darren Camper, co-host.
I'm Cammie, the producer.
Yes.
God, that's
Cammie's
what you call excellence and practice.
Oh, that is. We are on episode 7.
Episode 7, guys.
That's right. We promised 3 episodes ago we'd have a new laugh track, but you know what? It's budget.
Honestly,
we're on a budget.
You can't tell. No. You can't tell out there. Tell me right now.
No idea.
Oh, jeez.
Now back to the they were giving you the stink eye.
They were, and I'm sitting there, and it was just like a moment, that I'm sitting, and I'm looking, and it's like a stare off between the other car, and I'm like, one of us has to get out, and I'm like, well. I'm stubborn. I'm going to wait right here. Yeah, I don't care if I'm late coming here.
I got a podcast to get to.
I got a chip, chop, chip. I'm a man of Hollywood. I got to go.
Broadcast.
Yeah.
I did say, I got to start. I did say on the Facebook post, not sure how many people have seen it because everybody's eating dinner and they're getting busy for the night, that we would take a live call.
Yeah.
And I'm not even sure if I am connected yet, but we're going to, if that does happen,
I'll be open my flip phone.
We'll give it a shot.
Yes.
And we'll see how it sounds. I'm connecting now. Hopefully it won't do anything stupid like some background noise. But, Darren, you had mentioned Frogger.
Yeah.
And this episode, we were going to focus a little bit on some fun things, video games from our past.
Yes. Back in the day, the old school way.
Absolutely. What was the first video game system?
Don't know. I rhyme. Yeah.
Like, hey, what movie?
When did you eat some clay?
Like, yeah, thank you. Yeah. What is that from?
It's Happy Gilmore.
Yeah, thank you. That's right. What was the first system that you remember playing?
It was the rubber ball and the stick. Can you back and forth?
Maybe
That's
something electronic.
We didn't have much money.
No. Yeah, Mom and Dad were poor.
Yeah. No, the Atari. I do believe it was the Atari. I remember playing, was it Atari 1600? It was
2600.
2600.
Yes.
Oh. It's 1,000 more.
That was way better.
Yeah, it was way better. Yeah. But no, I remember that system. I remember the games that came from it, and the little joystick back and forth. Pretty much that was what came from it. And then the evolution, the
oh my God,
what I have seen, growing up playing games, and
right.
God, I mean, how many we had? Honestly, probably every system.
100%. Yes.
Yeah, I would imagine.
I got Atari 2600. I think everybody, like Todd and Steven, everybody had an Atari. And we all had, I was going to say Mortal Kombat. There was no Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat 1981.
One stick figure. Had bowling and human cannonball.
Yeah, human cannonball.
Which is exactly what it sounds like.
Yeah.
You're shooting a stick figure in the air, hoping he lands in this, I don't know, other stick figure look configuration.
You know what? And by the way, Atari, pretty sure you're responsible for some kids getting hurt back in the day.
Absolutely.
Hey, let's shove Jimmy in this cannon.
Yes,
and by the way,
yes.
who the fuck has a cannon? Get cannon in their yard. God damn it. There's a lot to go on. You know what? That's episode 8, guys. We'll talk about cannons and kids.
Home built cannon. You could build a submarine out of the back of a Boy's Life magazine.
Yeah. What?
were you about to go? Yeah, she. Yeah,
I know.
We did that last time.
We did. Tell me about the submarine.
That's the. Is that the one we did Saturday night that we haven't released yet?
Yeah,
stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned. We
It's never
got
seen the light of day.
No, it should never. Absolutely.
Woo.
Oh,
It was
God.
rough, guys. So anyway, where were you?
But there's so we had so many systems. I remember getting Atari. And Atari, for those of you in audience land that weren't as privileged as us, they didn't have these systems. Atari had one joystick, north, south, east, west, and a button.
Yeah.
And then I got the ColecoVision. Now some people had Intellivision. They're very similar.
Yeah.
Okay. Had like a numeric pad joystick, and you could put these little inserts for different games.
Right.
And then I think next we talked about this today. I had the Atom computer. Now I think I've mentioned Jeff Carter like 3 times on this podcast.
Yeah,
more than anybody else.
Yeah, Jeff.
Jeff had one too.
Right.
And it played the ColecoVision games. It also played from these cassettes. And it was a computer. I remember I took and scribed the entire TV guide into it as a schedule.
Yeah.
So I would have the TV guide, and then the next day I had to do it again.
Yeah.
I don't know why I did it.
It took 6 hours.
Yes, it did.
You had to do your own coding.
But then
01010101.
then we got Nintendo.
That was it.
And I think that whatever year it come out, can you fact check?
I want to say 84.
I was going to say 82.
Yeah. Tell me, but 82. No.
No?
No. Borshkov and all that whole situation. It's how did we get Tetris to
Sorry, we don't really have internet up here upstairs, so it's gonna take a sec.
Okay.
Oh,
Hold on.
1983.
Okay.
You guys need an answer to a question? Hold on.
Oh wait, there are multiple different answers. I'm so sorry.
You'll get that
I don't
next
know.
week.
You will. Yeah, you'll understand. I
Wait,
guess.
you like the 64 or
No.
Just Nintendo.
Just
in gen-
Nintendo.
There are multiple different answers.
NES.
NES.
Yeah, NES. Now there was NES Famicom, which was a Japanese version.
Sounds like a anime.
Yeah, well, I guess. But while she's looking that up,
83, but there's also something that says 86. So
well, I think
July
you were-
15th, 1983.
that sounds about right.
Okay.
You're
Yeah.
both wrong.
Wrong. Yeah.
Because then later on, you would have, later on after. Damn it. Yeah. I was going to
I
say.
hope you enjoy your failures.
Yes. We still have the trivia buttons we don't use either.
Yeah.
Where are they?
You got it? Trivia.
There we go. See? That
We're
was
on
both of us. That was both of us.
Great job, producer.
Okay, we're done with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
I needed you to know that you were
Yes.
really wrong.
The what do you think was the game that really got you? You were just
pissed off.
like, I'm gonna throw something at the fucking window
Dude,
if I can't beat this game.
I've walked you past the hallway one time going, I'm going to Menendez him.
Jesus.
He's going, no, I'm just kidding. That's terrible.
That's all. That's all. We saw a basketball.
Yeah.
Card. Garrett had that basketball card last week. I forgot who it was.
Yeah.
But in the crowd were the Menendez brothers. I'm like, what? Like right in the front.
Insane.
That's insane.
That's
But
insane.
Back.
Anyway,
What was the
by the
hardest
way, I
game?
would never do that.
No.
Say that again. What, the hardest game?
I mean, the hardest game. There's a lot of hard games out, but which one just really got us both? Like, why? Why can't I? Why can't I beat it?
Yeah. What sick son of a bitch made this game? I'm going to look you right in the eye. And do you want to like the same time 1, 2, 3? Because we have not talked about this. I know what game he's talking about.
Okay. I have it written down, so I. You have it.
Okay. The
1, 2, 3.
game is Ghosts and Goblins.
Okay.
You did not
Yes.
say anything.
Oh no, I wasn't gonna say.
Yeah,
it.
he already knew.
Oh, okay.
But I guarantee you
Yeah.
that's the game.
So, Ghost and Goblins.
Yes.
You're a knight. Mm-hmm. Okay, and apparently you can only get you get hit once and you lose your armor.
And
then you're naked.
Yeah.
Well, you have underwear on.
That's the game.
Or a diaper.
That is
and then that's
exact-
it. You get hit one more time.
Yeah, that's it. You turn into
I
a
mean,
skeleton.
literally impossible. A game, and then over and over again. And there was no. I think the save points were. I think you had to beat the level. If I'm not mistaken.
So that game, you would go. You'd have to. I mean, the game it's insanely hard. I don't even think I've even made it past the second level. But that game throws a little fu to players because as soon as you get to the ending, you know what you have to do. You have to play the entire game all the way over, and it's
Upside
harder.
Is it upside down?
No. That's Symphony of the Night.
that's right.
Castlevania.
Yes,
game.
yes.
And then it's harder. And then once you beat that, then you get the final ending, which is like, the princess has a crown. That's the extra part. You get a little crown, you get a little pat on the back, and you go
Good
the
job,
fuck home.
buddy.
Exactly.
That's right.
And doing that. But no, that game was infuriating. Do you know when I was like 8 years old, when I had to learn through my own anger management because of that goddamn game? I had to breathe. You know what?
That's where anxiety came from. We'll get to that later on mental breakdown.
We will. We're going to cover
Would you
it,
like
guys.
to know the official hardest game, NES game?
Oh,
The
yes,
official,
please.
I know it. Can I guess it?
Yeah.
Battletoads.
No, but it's high up on the list.
Is it something that we
Wolves
would,
and Goblins is 7th on list, 15.
The hardest game.
Friday the 13th?
No.
Oh, damn it. That was one of
What's the premise of the game? Without
give us a hint.
Give us a hint.
Yeah.
Go.
People are listening.
Yep.
Man,
pressure.
Flight style side-scrolling action game. That's what it
Side
said.
scroll. Top Gun.
No.
Side scrolling. Flight.
Like Strider. Remember that? It was like the little jet going through.
Like
those
side
games.
scrolling, like Pitfall. Like I'm walking left to right.
I have no damn clue what the fuck that means.
It's side scrolling. That's what that means.
I'm assuming.
Flight.
Yeah.
Okay, we don't know.
Cameron, do you think video?
Silver Surfer.
Oh,
Yeah,
That's
I
what
heard
the-
about that
Okay.
game. That was supposed to be pretty rough. Cameron, do you think when you think video games before me and your dad, do you think two people taking rocks and just banging them together because that's how old we are?
Because that's not a video.
No?
No console included.
We could make a
so.
video.
Well, we could. I'm pretty sure we could duct tape HDMI to it. Make it happen.
we have all the cables right here.
Yeah. How do you think a yo-yo was made?
The fucking HDMI cable? No, it was not.
No, not at all.
I don't know the physics of a yo-yo, so
Neither. I think one of my favorites, Castlevania.
Three?
What's that?
3?
No, just good old fashioned Castlevania.
First game.
Yes,
Good
100%.
stuff, man. Good
Yep,
stuff.
I could play it over and over again.
Okay. If you want to, can I piggyback
Please,
off the piggyback?
please, absolutely.
I might even jump off a piggyback.
Yes.
So, hardest creature to kill in Castlevania. Well, I would say most annoying.
Grim Reaper is not too bad.
Not too bad.
Well,
Yeah, I would have to
he
say
was.
a
I
real
mean,
bit-
actually, I think Dracula was pretty easy.
easy. Yeah, very. A lot of good patterns, easy to do.
God, I do think the Grim Reaper was pretty hard. You have to have the axe.
Yeah, but believe it or not, you can hit him with the acid and it slows him down and it's way quicker. I saw somebody do a speed run
shit.
on that. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's the Medusa heads.
Oh my God!
That
Yes.
fly back and forth.
Yes.
Yeah, the little things. So because you only have the physics to jump on a fucking square.
Yes,
exactly. When you're jumping
Yeah.
up and down. So yep. Hey, hup.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
And then what was it when you died? What was it?
Yeah. We here at the Brothers Camper, me and Eric probably spent many a night eating sour cream and onion dip, and we've already covered this in other episodes.
Yes,
I
yes,
swear to
yes.
God, if you use Daisy, you're a serial killer.
As I said before.
Yeah.
You're an idiot. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. There is no argument there. It's Breakstone all the way. So.
And Kimmy, thank you for the shout out.
Yeah, Kimmy.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yes.
Get some good banter on our sour cream and onion consumption. What do you got, Kim?
How about this one? Oh, do you have some news?
You have something?
No, I have nothing.
Okay. How about this real quick? And this is what?
Oh,
What is that?
I do believe that is the soundtrack.
I can only play a little bit of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
How about
Yeah.
you know what that is?
The creator of Zelda is just sitting there listening right now. Don't play the whole thing.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't do it. That was
I-
Zelda.
Didn't make you lose all of your
Stole
money.
a couple more quick minutes on this. I'd like this the year that Zelda 2 came out. Mm-hmm. Was it a Link? That Link to the Past.
No, it was Adventures of Link.
Adventures of
That
Link.
was a side scroller. I mean, it had a different. I mean,
You're a side scroll.
No, it was just like the first one.
makes no sense.
It was up and down.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I'm like aerial view. You know.
Yeah. But when you went into the woods and then you had the character that did
Yes,
that,
yes.
it wasn't like a over the top kind of
Correct.
camera.
Well, the map was obviously.
Right. Yeah.
I took that game and I found it in my mom and dad's closet, and I beat it at.
I love that you said my mom and dad as if you don't say this. You don't share the same
That's
parents.
our mom and dad. I'm very sorry. I'm being confused. And I beat this game.
Right.
Yes. And then I wrapped it back up and put it back.
What?
Opened it Christmas morning. Never played it again.
You should have. You should have picked it up and say, "What is this shit?"
And just smash.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and see how Dad would have reacted to that.
Before.
Oh yeah.
I remember this.
Sorry, Mom.
I didn't know that. Really?
Yep. Whatever. Yeah. And then we got talking about. I wrote down in big letters Friday the 13th. Fuck Jason. Because if you ever have played that game,
It's so hard.
I mean, a lot of these games. Again, like you play them now. Like I would play Castlevania and Metroid and all those. In a couple of those games, they still hold. They still hold it together. They've done very well.
I go through a phase like that.
Yeah.
You know, and I'll go and be like, let me relive some anger that I probably need to get out, you know, and doing that. But, you know, just.
Do you still have the little tiny one, the little Super Nintendo? And I have the Nintendo, like the plug into your TV and has 80 games.
So I don't have it, but I gave it to Ike.
Oh, that's right.
Yes, for his kids. And I was like, man, I can get, you know, I can play these games.
Sure.
You know, doing all that. But they were having so much fun with it. But yeah, I mean, it had Super Metroid and had.
You can save those games at any point because that's what the console is. It's just like flash memory. So you just save it. I don't care. Mid jump, mid fall, save, done.
Yeah.
You
Back
know.
in the day, though.
Oh no.
No. You need.
What was I saying about Castlevania 2? Remember, you had to write down those symbols. That was your passcode to get back. That was like, okay, I'm going to get to the. I forgot what you have to do. If you had to go in a doorway, and that's where you saved your game. No idea.
Talking about using a notepad when you're a kid and then drawing fucking symbol. Can you imagine as a parent coming in and saying, "What the fuck?"
Because they're not. They're like weird symbols.
Yeah.
You know, they have to do something with the game, so it's like
crosses,
a satanic, like
exactly. You know, you're getting pretty intricate, you know, in some of these
100%.
designs. And by the way, because it just the memory probably wasn't that good, it had to be 17 symbols. All out these serial killer looking,
absolutely,
you know, freaking symbol Zodiac killer style stuff going on.
And I think you said memory. I think Nintendo. I'm gonna butcher all this. I think Nintendo was 8-bit, and then
you're right.
You know, then you had
16-bit was Super Nintendo.
Yes. And then Genesis was 32. And then Nintendo 64, I forgot what that was. Probably in the 60s. Yeah, 64. Yes. There we go. And then we had them all. Yeah. Now, I didn't play as much Nintendo 64, but I think that's where Mario Kart really, I think that's where it came out.
Super Nintendo.
It came on Super Nintendo. Okay,
yeah. Because that's on that small console.
Oh, it is. Okay.
And that's just the party game.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I there's going to be some friends of mine that are going to be listening to this.
Oh, as soon as I get my the sim done, everything like that, everything's gonna be hooked up to it, so we could put the Wii up there and even hook the Switch up to it and play have Mario Kart games, and oh my god, it's gonna be awesome.
Good times.
Absolutely. But then, so you know, I'm gonna ask audience land, what was your favorite video game? Go ahead and chime in on the Facebooks, the Instagrams, you know,
the YouTube,
TikTok.
yes. And the TikTok. We need another TikTok.
We do.
We need to get back in motion.
Campers want to get on that creator fund. That would be great.
Yeah.
So, and maybe even you know, out there TikTok, a little blue symbol.
Yeah.
Be great.
Something.
Yeah.
That would be great.
Wouldn't it be?
That little check mark.
The little check mark thing. I think you need to be something called famous.
Yes.
To get to that.
Please.
Or I think you have to have a million.
Look at us.
Please. I mean, God. I know. I hit every branch of that very handsome tree that I fell down.
We were face swapped today.
We were.
You know, that software that Ethan was talking about said you can, now I'm going to butcher this, something about building a profile, like, and then not only can you clone your voice, but you're like, you can build your, again, he'll probably chime in tomorrow and say, here's what you did, but you can create a face, like, so you can use it all the time. Like, it'll get better the more you do it. Like that one he did of me and Cammie, it does look like both of us. It's creepy.
Yeah.
You know, and then the one from Cameron from the side kind of looks like Megan the doll. We're like, oh God, what the fuck, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I know he didn't have my face, but it was pointed out to me that I look like I'm slinging fish in Seattle. And that is...
You're a fishmonger.
Yeah, I'm a fish. Yeah,
yes.
It's the commute.
See?
it's a son of a bitch.
Not only do you want to be a falconeer...
And a fishmonger.
But a fishmonger. Can you be both?
Well, I'm the fishmonger, so I can get the fish or the falcon.
That's like Batman and Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, it's the same. That's a dual lives, man.
Oh my God,
I'm the hero that the city deserves.
That's right. Oh, speaking of heroes, Darren broke my Game Gear. That's where I'm going to end it. Game Gear was a Sega handheld. I think the first color handheld game. There was Game Boy.
Right.
Now they had Game Boy Color, but it was just like colors.
Right.
And then the Game Gear was about, I don't know, like a Switch size.
Right.
A little bit thicker.
Yeah,
And
but
it
that,
took
but
little
that was
carts.
yeah, that was the handheld time period.
Yeah.
Though, and when those things came out, and honestly, I don't feel bad about breaking it. And two, Game Gear should probably make a retractable cord with it. Can you imagine?
I agree.
I went from holding a controller and breaking it, and back then it was what, 2 cranberries to buy something.
Sure,
So,
yeah.
whatever.
Do you remember breaking it?
What's that?
Do you remember breaking
Oh
it?
yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah. And two, I remember you being kind of a dick. So whatever.
Well, that's how it works.
Yeah.
That's why I'm the co-host, and you're the
You're
co-host.
both co-hosts.
shit.
Yeah.
God damn it.
You messed up your own joke.
Yeah, son of a bitch.
Good job. That's why I
But
broke your
then,
Game
of course,
Gear.
we could just talk hours on this. But we got then PS1, PS2, Xbox, and just now it's just, and it's insane.
Yeah.
The VR, that Batman VR that was that PS3?
So that was a PS2. No,
it was PS3.
No, it was PS4. It was PS4.
Okay.
So it was PS4, and it was a Batman game, and it was all in VR, but the graphics in it were like almost exactly like the actual
Correct.
like third-person game.
Yes.
Which is a 40-hour game.
I went out. I played it once at your house. Went out and bought it that day, that next day. I'm like, I have to have this.
So the Meta 3 has Arkham, a game called Arkham Shadow. It's
Correct.
a direct sequel to the
Yep.
Arkhamverse. Well, not a sequel. It's like a prequel, if you will, but it's made from the same people.
I hope they do it the same way.
So
Like
there's
time- like,
have
it's
you
gonna be
seen,
better.
Have you seen videos of gameplay?
No.
No, you're fighting. You're
What?
grappling. You
Okay.
are you're sneaking up behind people and doing like taking them out, that kind of deal. So
Insane.
I'm interested to see how well, because sometimes when you buy those things, like the visual output or like when you punch it's slower, that kind of deal. So it's just we have a game that it's a great party game, the plank game. So you put it on your
Yes.
headset and then you're on top of a skyscraper. And let me tell you, it is a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
And after a couple of the bubblies, feels pretty real.
Have you?
We play Die Hard every night. It's awesome.
Have you done it where you actually put a plank
Yes,
down
in the
So
garage.
you're walking on in the garage.
In the
you're
garage.
walking on a 2x6.
That's
Exactly.
terrifying.
And they
then
let
when-
you do it and size it. And I tell you
Yeah.
what.
Yeah.
The first couple, I don't care
Dude.
who you are. The first couple times that you feel like you're going to step off,
Yeah.
you lose your equilibrium. You're like,
You do. And I go one further. I turn on a fan to make it actually like you're up top.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You're doing whatever, And when somebody falls, we all go, the humanity!
And
Is that too
we'll
much?
be right back with a short break. And no, we'll be right back.
Will we?
We're going on a short break, but then we'll be right back.
However you want to do it.
Exactly. Hey, we'll be right back.
I'm
We
just
gotta
the
go.
co-host.
So Darren, when I got home, I hit the garage door button. Nothing happened.
Oh man, dude, I hate when that happens.
Oh, it's I've went through 3 of these already. Tried to like fix them and reprogram them. If you've never done that, it's not bad, but I don't understand why they stop working. So I was, you know what? Who should I call? Ricky.
There you go.
Ricky Armstrong of Armstrong Overhead Doors and Seamless Gutters. If I had to call him, I can't have his numbers here somewhere. Where is his number? Do you have his number?
Yeah, I do.
Oh,
I
shit.
got it right here.
Okay.
Yeah. You just gave it to me 2 seconds ago.
Yeah,
when
I
we
forgot.
practiced
Yeah.
this. Anyway, but so Ricky Armstrong at Overhead Doors and Seamless Gutters. You can reach Ricky at 302-236-8406. Solid guy, runs a really great business, and he will do you right.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Call Ricky Armstrong Overhead Doors, Seamless Gutters. Who are you waving to?
Myself on the YouTube video that we're doing. Yeah, it says there's somebody watching.
We're on Milflore. Stories. Scary stuff.
I'm so scared.
Should I do it?
Yeah. Dark shadows.
Well, welcome back. I hope everyone enjoyed their little break as I use my calming.
You got very spooky all of a sudden.
What's going on? You got like a very
Should I do the?
like talking to my therapist.
Hey, can I get the monster voice and I'll do the Milflore? Right?
Yeah.
See. MILF.
Oh, it's not on you.
That's Jesus. Christ.
So much. It's like you're throwing
Up and you were so excited to say the voice.
Okay, is that me? There
Yeah,
we
it's
go.
on you.
That's crazy. Someone's in their car right now going, holy shit. I took way too much. Oh, that sounds like fucking Grover. What is that? I think we need to make a
A
hot.
pitch. Oh. Okay, we've had enough of that. But yikes. Well,
Yeah.
welcome to MILF Lore.
Yeah.
So
hopefully
Wait,
you weren't
hold up.
watching that segment.
No.
in your
Real
basement.
quick, you have
Okay.
to say it with the voice.
MILF War.
No, you got to say welcome to Muffler again.
Oh,
You can do it again.
okay, got it.
It's not like any of this is being recorded.
Welcome to MILF War.
Okay, cool.
It's creepy.
Is everyone terrified?
I think so. Should be.
should be, yeah.
I think Jennifer said that last time. She said, scary, very scary, very scary. Well, anyway, welcome back again.
Yes.
But we had a we didn't do this segment last time because we figured we want this to be centered around Milford stories, and
Yeah.
it could be scary stories. It doesn't have to be spooky, scary stories. It could be stories of things that happened in the past that maybe people have forgotten about.
Yeah.
And we want to revisit those stories.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
like okay. So we have a coyote update. Let's get back to that real ck.
No problem. No, I do have an update on the
I was going
coyotes.
to ask you, what's your update?
Right,
there,
okay.
coyote believer.
Yeah, but I have seen 0 coyotes since I stated
Okay.
that I've seen one. It's pretty much all I have right now. They're out there.
So a coworker of mine showed me a video, and I gotta say, I'm not sure, but I'm gonna go with it. Could be a coyote.
Okay.
Like it doesn't look like a fox. It kind of looked at first, and I wanted to laugh. Kind of looked like a kangaroo. But it was clearly not a kangaroo.
I love that you, for a second, were probably like, that's more feasible than a coyote.
Well, yes, I think I would
No.
believe it if someone had a kangaroo.
Kangaroo.
Yeah.
You expect Crocodile Dundee to be like next to the
100%.
picture, you know?
Yes,
Good night, mate. That's a real,
Man,
some real spiky kangaroo.
Wait, you got
But
to
I-
do it with the Jason Statham accent?
beekeeper.
I can only say beekeeper. I practiced today, and I can't. I'd be like, hey, oi,
Oh, yeah.
I'm a beekeeper.
We should do that every segment. It'll get better.
Yeah.
Better and better.
Yeah.
And then he's going to come on the podcast and be in awe.
We should have.
Just do the whole episode of Jason Statham voice.
That should be a different
My name's Rob.
thing up here.
I can't do the voice. But I came across a clipping that Mom had saved in a box of like, hey, here's all your stuff that I've saved. Now I'm just going through it and moving shit around.
Okay.
And can I see the clipping, Kimmy?
Oh, I was going to read it.
Oh, absolutely. We
Please.
don't want to read the whole thing.
Okay.
But there was an incident back in 91. I say 91. I'm pretty sure it was my senior year.
Yeah.
But I just can't remember if it was like before, January or whatever.
To this day, still not 100% solved.
No. No. Actually, 100% solved.
Breaking news.
They know everything.
He committed a minor
So,
felony.
everyone knows what I'm going to talk about. And I will say the other parties because this is our episode name. Do we name the episodes during it? Did we tell them?
We
Well,
pretty
last
much
one
said
we
that.
should maybe start with that.
I'm pretty sure we've talked about the same exact thing in the last 3
pretty sure it was
episodes.
the last
Oh,
episode.
yeah. We already talked about it. in the
His
beginning?
memory is a goldfish.
Yeah.
It's
Talked
okay.
about the ADHD.
Minor felonies in video games. So this was a minor felony. We'll just use first names. Me, Matt, and it was supposed to be our other friend, Mark. Mark couldn't make it that night.
He was busy.
Yes. So Matt and I, we were just teenagers, looking for trouble.
Yep.
The teenagers scare the shit out of me. I think there's a song.
By My Chemical Romance.
Yes, great song. So we decided to. There was a statue in the middle of the courtyard of Milford High School. It was a Buccaneer statue. There's been many myths about the size. I will tell you, it was on a pedestal, concrete pedestal, about maybe 2 feet, and then there was about 2 feet of rebar that held it up in the air on that, and then the statue was attached to that. Now the legs were part of the rebar too. They came down a little bit, but the whole thing from ground to top was about 10 feet. The statue was only probably 6 to 7 feet total with the rebar.
Right. With the rebar.
So maybe it was like
Gotcha.
9 feet. It wasn't that big. So we tried to I was told to leave a part of this out, and I think I will take your advice. We tried to get this thing done out, and it we just ended up breaking the rebar, bending it back and forth, and it fell on me. Now this thing's a buccaneer. It has a big sword.
Imagine 17-year-old.
Oh my God,
Dude, you almost got Final Destination.
100%. Absolutely. I know it.
Yeah.
The sword, I mean, I'm sure it landed near me. I didn't even look over and like, oh my God. But it broke the sword off when it fell.
Okay.
So we brought some, I say rope, but we actually couldn't find any rope. And we had a phone line. Yeah. So we had phones that were attached to the wall.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Back in the day.
We had like a 50-foot spool of it for some reason. So we got it. We hoisted it up.
Sorry, you lived where you lived and you didn't have any rope? You're telling me Pop-Up didn't have any rope?
I was not at my house. I was at Matt's house. And we searched everywhere for rope. We found bourbon, though. Lots of bourbon. That's how we got here. So we take this statue. We climb up. I end up injuring myself during the process. And then we drop this thing over the side of the high school. We carry it about from, if Milfordians, okay, there was an audience land. We carried it from the back, roughly like where the tennis courts are for the Milford High School, where you park. That's where we came down the wall, all the way to Woods Haven and to our principal's doorstep. And that's where we placed it.
Oh my God. Yep. Yeah.
And then we went skiing for the week. You know, so when we got back,
Fuck.
My TikTok shoes are caught. Sorry, guys. So we had some.
Threw a piece of fucking paper at him.
Darren wrote me a note.
Yeah,
and then and what you heard was the.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Threw it at me.
Went like a falcon.
You
Yeah,
could have passed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. And then my shoes caught the wire. It was a whole thing. Technical difficulties.
We're going to plug the TikTok shoes.
Technical difficulties. We're coming
Yes,
back.
see? It all comes back.
Sorry, continue your story.
I shall. We placed it on our principal's doorstep. Okay. I don't know if he was a doctor. Well, Mr. Powell. I apologize if it might have been Dr. Powell. Yeah.
Right.
So what? Then we went skiing. We got back. Everybody knew.
Yeah.
It's because the first couple of weeks before that, we put a pumpkin on its head, and then we put a sign that says they said it couldn't be done. They were wrong.
Right.
We saw the principal walk through
So funny.
the high school with the scene, and it was the cross country team which I was on, and the football team were having this banter.
Yeah.
And then we took the goddamn thing.
Yeah.
And when we got back, everyone knew we had done it. Well, the reason everyone knew we'd done it is because we told everyone we were going to do it. So, you know, when you ever watch that dumb criminal show with Danny Bonaducci and all that stuff?
Oh, yeah.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Fabulous show.
I do remember hearing about this and then the punishments that came along with all of that.
What, middle school?
You would have been 10 or 11.
Yeah, I do. I remember when this went down, but I do.
Did your school talk about it?
What's that? I got approached when I went to Milford, and they were like, we're not going to have any. I think it was one of the cross country coaches or something. But then I went to Sussex Tech. But
you said I'm going to switch it up.
Well,
here.
no, their Raven is like 3 stories tall. So I was like, got to get a crane. Got to now.
No, you know what you actually really needed? A falcon.
A falcon.
That would have helped.
A falcon to catch the raven.
Falcon to catch the raven.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah, you go from there. But so I do remember when that went down. So correct me if I'm wrong. Was there an assembly with everyone saying, "Hey, we will suspend everybody if somebody doesn't say something"? Did that happen?
It did not.
It did not.
Nope.
That was hearsay. But that's why we do Milflor.
See,
because
I'm here to bring you the true story.
Man,
you know,
and I don't know about you guys, but when I think true story, I think Eric Camper.
Yes, absolutely.
You should see the shit-eating grin he's wearing right now. So anyway, continue on with the story. So that is completely true. Actually.
Yes, this is all true. There's our news article to prove it. So anyway, we took the damn thing. We got caught. We came back, and when I went into Mr. Adams, okay, he taught history, and his classroom was on the perimeter, if I may, of the said where the statue was located.
It was a courtyard.
The courtyard, yes.
Courtyard.
We had all the blinds down. And I'm like, what? It was weird. It wasn't a rainy day or anything like sun, whatever. He had them all down. And he had the map down. He got talking about famous pieces of artwork.
Right.
Mona Lisa and all these things like that. And we're like, okay. Then that actually kind of fit right in what we were doing. I remember it was just like, oh, okay. And then famous pieces like sculptures.
Yeah.
This and that. And And he's like, like famous statues. Does anybody have any famous statues? And he looks right at me. He's like, camper? I'm like, yeah, the I remember saying like, the David guy, whatever. He's like, oh yeah, anything local? I'm like, nothing comes to mind, sir. And I'm like, you motherfucker. Oh man, we talked about it years later too. It's just funny. They knew.
Straight up, he knew. So at that point, did he say,
"Hey, 3 feet from me"? No. So then,
break out the paddle.
I can't remember if Matt came to the classroom or if I went and got Matt. I think Matt came to the classroom and knocked and asked his teacher, "Hey, can I go find Eric?"
Yeah.
And I say, "Hey, man, what?" He's like, "Oh, my teacher knows." I'm like, "Oh, what?" Adams knows.
Yeah.
So we decided right then and there. We marched down to Principal Powell's office, went to the secretary. I'm like, "Hey, can we see him?" And she was like, "Oh, absolutely." And we were like, "Okay, that was easy. Like, he's not busy."
Right.
We get in there, we tell him the whole thing. And he's like, "Wow." And he was like, "Is it personal?" I'm like, No.
Right.
Just something we did. And I said, "You were the closest person." I remember him going, "Thompson," T to us, lives like 100 yards closer. And I'm like, and I said out loud, I'm like, "We would never do that to him." And he was like, and by the way, Mr. Powell, I was in band with his daughter and son.
Yeah.
And, I liked it. It was not personal. It was a very, I remember him kind of smirking, and it was like, so we got in trouble. We had to go tell our parents. We got 40 hours community service.
Gotcha. I remember pictures of that. Yeah, you were cleaning toilets.
I think, does the article say 40 or does it say 100?
This is 100.
Yeah. I think it was 40.
It also said a $250 fine.
It was a $300 fine.
Yeah, this article is full of inaccuracies.
And we got suspended for 3 days.
It also says it was in 1996, which is not.
Did you
Correct.
personally pay for that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I had a job at that point. I paid.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, Dad, me. Oh, 100%. I had to pay.
I remember going to college and Dad was just like, "You can't have these 2 books because your brother's a fuck up." And I couldn't have that. And by the way, they're just very, very vital books. I needed them.
Apparently.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say
That's good
this
stuff.
is not.
Well played.
This is not right now,
job,
but I
Sarah.
do have a really good story for the future.
Okay.
Not my story, your story.
Are we gonna?
About jobs. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But that's a future episode.
We'll get to that.
That is a future episode.
guys, yes.
But let me. So
Lovely pizza.
we 100%.
Yeah.
We walked out. We went to my parents and told them, and they were very stern.
Yeah.
I'm just wanted blah 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 blah. Went to Matt's parents, same thing.
Yeah.
Come to find out, they already fucking knew.
Yeah.
They knew we did it. They told the prince Jack. I hope it's Jack Powell.
Were you gonna say I hope I'm allowed to call him that now?
It's definitely his name.
I was like, "There's a sentence coming."
Yeah. So they called, and our parents already knew. They let us sit there and tell them this story.
That is how that works.
100.
You were
well
17.
Done.
Yeah.
Well
You should have
done.
known that.
Good job, Mom and
You ever
Dad.
seen Ferris
100%.
Bueller?
Orchestrated
Yeah,
that
exactly.
CIA
Very clear.
covert op
Yes.
and get you to use your own
So
emotions.
we got our
Try to
suspension.
call.
I had to work with Dad and on Butch. No, it was a Wilkins house. It wasn't Butch. Yeah, it was Butch Wilkins' house.
Hold on,
And,
really quick.
please.
You've seen Ferris Bueller many times.
Yes.
You know how many damn times that man tried to call his parents and you just were like, we're not going to tell my mom.
Exactly.
No.
I wish Darren was home. He could have answered the call.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a rotary.
But I was like, man. So now what did happen is got suspended, had to do that. We had to go pay the fine. We also had to help. His name was, I'm going to butcher this, it was Arturo Basils. He was the sculptor. And he was also at the time like the art director at UAD.
Wow.
Like, or higher up than that.
Right.
It was pretty impressive. And he was not a fan of Eric and Matt. We had to sit there and help him while he welded. It was rebar, so I apologize if I use the wrong terminology. Weld, solder. He was hooking it back up.
Right.
In there, and we had to do that.
Okay.
Our head of yearbook, Mr. Stickle, taking tons of pictures. Now I have these pictures. I remember him telling me, I think either after graduation or maybe before, it was like, I said, "Hey, did that picture make the yearbook?" He goes, "I was specifically instructed to, I won't put that in or I'll lose my job."
Really?
I'm like, "Oh yeah."
Right. Yeah.
So and then we had to work with Steve, the janitor, and I don't know if I have time to read the whole article, but paraphrase, please.
So first of all, the article's title is in the section of Steve's stories. Custodian speaks of stolen Buccaneer statue, and I'm gonna skip a couple paragraphs.
Please.
It all started in what is now Mr. Frank Verdon. Is that how you say it? Verdon?
Yeah.
It's room 305, where two males thought of a plan to take the statue during the night.
Incorrect.
And it also has the classic Gen X millennial double space.
Oh, yes, of course.
It took place on a Saturday night during the wee hours of the morning.
Very true.
One male got up on the roof of the school and dropped a rope
close.
down to the statue, while the other male broke of the legs of the Buccaneer. It's all incorrect spelling, but it's okay.
It's okay.
Then the rope was secured around the 70-pound statue and was hoisted by the male on the roof.
I'd say 100, but that's okay. I mean, I was 120 pounds. It could have been 70 pounds.
Then the two boys took the statue to Woods Haven, where the assistant principal, Mr. Powell, lived. Around 2 a.m. on Saturday morning, Mr. Powell was awoken to the sound of a doorbell. You rang his
We
doorbell?
did not. That's incorrect also. We did not ring the doorbell. We put it up against his door and closed the storm door right there. So in the morning, because he told us, he opened it to get the paper. And it
fell in.
And luckily did not kill him.
I was going to say, that's like murder. You're trying to commit
And he
murder.
yelled to he was like, honey, like,
I shrunk the kids.
come here. Like, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He went to the door and was pleasantly surprised by a familiar statue on his doorstep. The following week, the statue stealers were caught, and statue stealers has a good ring to it, and they each had to pay a $250 along with fine. A
Sure.
bunch of typos. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
Yes.
Was serving 100 hours of community service, which was worked with Steve Rooks each. The statue was placed onto its original home in the courtyard, only to have another set of guys attempt to steal it a few months later.
Correct. Nope. A couple years later.
A couple years later. Well, this also says 1996. So
Yes, very true.
yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yep. So, we had to work with Steve.
Steve looks like a nice guy.
Steve was great. Steve was you know what? I'm almost positive he's not working there now. He was a little bit older. So I want to say Steve was happy every time we saw him. He was a happy guy.
Yeah.
You know. So and he let us we had to clean and sweep and he let us run the waxer.
Yeah.
We got to run that down the thing where
Did
that's
you use
cool.
a Zamboni ever?
It was like it's the one in high school was behind.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
So that's my statue story. So
But what I'm thinking is Milford. Help us find that statue.
yeah.
So that article was written, but I do remember hearing that
Disclaimer:
statue,
we're not going to come get it.
Yeah.
Just disclaimer.
No. I mean, don't. I'm not saying for anybody to steal the statue. Okay,
Right,
you know what I'm saying.
don't bring it to our doorstep
Don't
like
bring
a
it to our
small
doorstep
puppy,
or doing
you know?
whatever. Yeah, exactly. No, what I mean is that help us find it. Where is it? You know what I mean? Does anyone know where it's at?
The article says.
Well, that was written a while ago.
Yeah,
so it may have
and
moved.
it was exactly in the same spot. And I will bring this up. This part of this, 'cause my buddy Dave,
Right.
Who at one point was in power when they opened the new middle school, he was going to have me. Because they were thinking about
Unveil the
putting the statue in there, like a
so
glass or
funny.
something somewhere, and having me cut the ribbon.
That's it.
I was like, man, if you could make that happen, that would be. I mean, and I would be respectful for it because I tell you what, we had to go for the board because we almost got expelled.
Right.
And I'll make this quick. We had to go in there, and it was like, well, 3 or 4 parents. Everybody in there, I kind of
fucking
knew.
honor board.
I was in band and cross country, and I knew a bunch of these people. And my friend's dad was just kind of snickering the whole time. I was no good.
Yeah.
Because I was laughing, and Dad's got his like hand on my knee, like he would, like hey,
stop,
shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and because we didn't get expelled, which was
Right.
fabulous.
Right.
You know, had to talk to the police. First year on duty, Ed Huey. He's now retired. Yay.
Yeah, Ed Huey. Solid guy.
He probably doesn't remember. He was the first guy, and he ran through the whole thing, and he was, he was pretty. I mean, everybody that heard it, there was a petition that went around, save Eric and Matt. I shit you not. I swear to God, it was like save Ferris. You know. So I hear about it.
I would love
all
a movie
the
of
time.
this.
People reference it all the time. That's actually what happened. And I tell you what, there's more to it, but we'll touch on that here and there on another segment. You know, some of the inner workings of that said process, because I have a whole alcohol segment. What
No.
we do too. I know.
I don't see that out of you.
Exactly.
I'm shocked.
Well, I think is it time for a break?
It's time for a break.
Yeah, it's time for a break.
How about a quick word from our sponsors?
Sponsors.
Sponsors.
Word.
That's how we say it on the
From our
Brothers.
sponsors. We'll be right back.
Sponsors.
Oh, I think I like that one. We'll be right back.
Wait.
Man, I know when you look at me, you think perfection.
100%.
100% every single time.
Yes.
Every morning I get in, I'm like, in my shower, and I get done.
There is a God.
There. Thank you. Yeah, exactly. I stare in the mirror and I'm like, God, my hair just looks amazing. And do you know why my hair looks amazing?
Please.
Because I go see Courtney at To Die For, and Courtney just does a great job every single time. Yeah, she's right down the road, man. Crazy. Right down the road. Yeah, right on Bucks Road. Courtney's number is 302-535-7857 at Courtney at To Die For. She just does a wonderful job. Every time I go in, it's always a great conversation. Just a wonderful establishment.
Absolutely.
Yep. Thank you so much.
Maybe mention Brothers Camper next time for a free. No, we don't have that permission yet, but soon.
Yeah. She'll give you a high five.
This is one of our newest and favorite segments, mental breakdown. We talk about whether it's mental illness or somebody a friend that you have that's going through some problems. Anything that we want to talk about.
Just to clarify here at the Brothers Camper, we are both not doctors.
No.
Nor do we, a little disclaimer, we don't diagnose anybody. But you
Absolutely
know what?
not.
If you want to use your tool belt
Yes.
and use your little tactics to help get through those situations, that's what we're here for.
Yeah.
Darn it. If I help one person who's listening to this and it helps them through their day, I think perfect.
Because we're mentally ill and we have breakdowns.
That's right.
No
Yes,
problem.
it happens.
Every day.
Last time you said you had a couple things. Sorry, to add that you wanted to add.
Can't bring him anywhere.
I know.
Honestly.
I am better.
Yeah, God damn it.
Oh my God! To add to your tool belt, which was great. I got a lot of feedback on that. A couple of people were like, "I love that. I love that." And I tell you what, we would have loved to have planned that, but the tool belt segment of the episode was something completely different.
Oh, you best believe
And we
there's a
never
sticker
even-
being made currently. It's
Oh,
a tool belt
please do.
sticker, and then it has a bunch of different tools with like
Perfect.
a hammer, but labeled like cute stuff.
Oh yeah, perfect.
That's great.
That's
drink
great.
drink tea, have a bubble bath, go on
See?
a run.
There you go.
And
There you go.
including things from both of what you said.
Awesome.
That's a great job.
Yeah.
I love it.
I totally didn't actually just think of that, and I'm going to do it later.
Make sure you read that down. Yeah, we don't have to write it down because this is episode 7. You need to go back next week and hear.
Yeah.
Well, we can go back anytime.
Yeah.
In here. We just
We can
little
go.
snippets.
We can go in the future.
But we decided we'd talk quickly about we've all had I'm hoping not everybody's had a panic attack, but
All at once.
Yeah, it's like, holy shit.
Imagine people screaming back and forth like crazy.
I had a good November joke, but we don't talk politics. Brothers Camper.
We do not. Zero.
Yeah, exactly 0. But panic attack, Darren.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Go.
Hey, a guy that obviously has them all the time. Yeah. So, I mean, panic attacks are they're a fickle beast. The beasts of fickle.
Yes.
I remember when, I would have to say that I have probably had panic attacks when I was younger, but never really understood them and probably didn't know. When I had my aha moment, like Cameron, like when you had your aha moment, when you made me my 40th birthday cake, and it's a little weird that it's related to that, but that's fine. Completely. But that was your light bulb moment. My light bulb moment when I had my panic attack is when I was building my house. Yep.
Oh.
Now, I've always had those situations come up, but that one was a little bit more, well, I would say a little bit. It was pretty intense. I remember going through that whole process, man. You're spending a lot of money, working with my dad, God bless him. God, we got through some
Shout out.
Shout out Bruce Camper.
Pop up.
Yeah, pop up.
If you want a house built, call him. Actually, don't call him. He's retired.
No, call him.
He's not
exactly.
gonna house.
Call him right now. Call him right now. He'll love to hear it.
Yeah.
He's probably asleep.
If you need a door,
Yeah.
call my dad. He'll call Ricky.
Yeah, exactly. But I remember just going through all that. I think just making decisions and working at the same time. And when I got done, I would with work, I'd go help out, clean up, do something.
Sure.
Weekends, I would work on it, and then we timed out my vacation. So I had very little free time in spending, my house is worth exactly $1.9 million. So
Exactly,
1.9
that's right.
with inflation.
this market.
My math might be slightly off, but I just remember going through that. And I remember I went back to work and like I just started feeling tight. I'm going, it's not a fun feeling. I just got done running. You know what I mean? I should be fine. I should be having any health issues.
Yeah.
And then, my hands start getting really cold and tight, and you feel those tingling sensations, and then you feel the shakes, and you're going, what's going on?
Sure.
And for anybody out there that's listening, as you know, I'm sure panic attacks manifest in different ways for everybody. Mine manifest into the world is going to end.
Sure.
And you can't tell me otherwise when that's happening.
Now, I've had one and not felt those chills you've been talking about. So it's obviously different for everybody. I've never the hands thing. I've never heard. That's new. I never heard you talk about it.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a very very uncontrolling feeling.
Sure.
And to be able to say your mind's going to take over for a little bit, and you can have everybody in the world come over to you and say, "Hey, you're good, and I know that's just a way of trying to console somebody.
Of
you know
course.
what I mean?
Yeah. No,
But, it's
Let me look.
yeah, exactly. Give me a tissue. It's a very, very lost feeling, and I don't feel like that all the time. Now, I haven't had one of these in a while.
Yeah.
I'm much better. You know what I mean? I've talked to you about going to BetterHelp and and then doing that. And I tell you what, I fought it. I'm like, nah, I'm good. I don't need to do that. I just again push it down under, until
That's where I keep mine.
Yeah, down under.
Yep.
Down under. But anyway, once I figured that out and figured out those tools and different things, it's like what you said, Cameron, with a tool belt, and having different ways, and you got to find what's unique to you.
Sure.
That wasn't my last one, but that was my most significant panic attack in doing that. I can remember curling up in a ball in like the back room, and one of my bosses came over. She's like, "Are you okay?" She goes, "Oh, you're having a moment," and she went and took patients into another room and came up and checked up on me. So shout out to Sue Pender for that. You can give her a round of applause on that. So, and other coworkers that came and helped at that time. Embarrassing. You know what I mean? But the thing about a panic attack, and let me tell you, it's I don't know if again, we're not diagnosing. But I've heard that there is a thing called a panic attack disorder, where you worry about having a panic attack, which will in turn give you a panic attack. Doing that. That started to happen. And it would be in social situations. I may have been at parties with you and you just see me disappear. Yeah, that's what that was.
Okay.
Yeah. Not all the time. Other times I was probably.
I relate to that.
Yeah. And there's times that may have been puking, because I've had too much alcohol.
Yeah,
I don't relate to
There's
that part.
There's that.
Yeah. Whatever. Anyway, but yeah, no, I just, that's just what happened. And then once I learned how to combat it, they would start, I could feel that feeling. And that's what I talk about, the domino effect. Like if you go, oh my God, it's okay, I feel like a panic attack's happening. Goes up.
Yeah.
You got to learn to take yourself out of that
Cool sound
headspace.
effect.
That was pretty good.
What I learned is immersion in
Better
cold.
than a flute.
Cold.
Jeez.
Holding a cold bottle, putting your hands in cold water, putting your face in cold water. It's
Okay.
a shock response. So I found that up on YouTube by a doctor on YouTube. That's probably 100% real.
I hope so.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah.
It really does. Or just the thought of cold.
Okay.
Just the thought of cold. It's really a mind over matter thing. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying that it's going to happen overnight. I'm not saying it's going to work for everybody, but
Right.
it worked for me.
I tell you, not to mention, we keep bringing up some of the same people, but my buddy Ethan also is doing the plunge things at home and versus in the bay, and talks about the things it does to your body. And of course, you see it on TikToks.
Yeah, TikTok. Joe Rogan's big into this.
Yep.
Doing that, and it's supposed to be just really great for your blood pressure. So that's kind of what gets me through. If I have a cold bottle in my hand, it's something that I fight all the time.
Okay.
Every day. It might not seem like it, but I do. And it's. I think you just have to learn to take yourself out of that headspace, and that's what works for me. So everyone's different. But anybody out there that this happens to, that you're not alone.
Yeah.
You're not alone. And I tell you what, that gives me comfort. I'm not saying that someone else out there is having a panic-induced nightmare in the middle of the day. That it's not that.
No.
It's just the fact that when that does happen, you do feel like you are the Omega Man. You feel like or Omega Woman. You are the only person at that time period because it's what's important to you that's happening in your head.
Yeah.
And that's the reality of it, and doing it. So again, not alone. Panic attacks, making myself pretty vulnerable here talking about that. But you know what?
That's what people have talked about.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Not alone. It's just something that it's definitely gotten better and better for me. And I will say that less and less.
Sure.
When I've learned through my processes and talking about.
I didn't mean to interrupt.
No,
there
you're
are
good.
many
Go for it.
like ways to help combat panic attacks. I looked up a couple and then I put some that I already know.
Oh my
that
God.
I already do.
Okay. Yeah, I guarantee you the first one is run from bulls.
Yes.
They're not in any particular order or anything.
Actually, step one, acquire bulls.
Yeah.
Step on some Legos,
Like, okay.
shock pain response. They're like exercise,
Okay.
like walk a bit or actually go to the gym, whichever you prefer. Repeat a mantra to yourself, like this will pass, you're
Right.
okay, like things like that. You can picture your happy place. What are your happy places?
Happy place? My happy place would be
You can't say with your falcon.
Eric, what do you got? You're not invited to the Ezekiel's birthday party.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, yeah.
Friends, I like being around people, friends and family. I like being when everybody's home.
Yeah.
It only happens whenever.
Once in a blue moon.
Once in a blue moon.
yeah.
Jackson
Shout out
can hear
Blue
it every-
Moon.
Yeah.
So my happy place is I would say my happy place is
With your
probably
blankie?
that's a whole other episode.
Oh, yeah.
We'll talk about that.
I've had several people ask about this blanket. Where's the blanket? Where's my blanket? Where's my blanket?
I have pieces of it. I'll get back to it. Mine would be my back deck on my gazebo. You know, out there just sitting outside, or sitting on a beach with my wife. It's one of our favorite places.
Sure.
Like we've been to many resorts and sitting on the beach at night, with just a calm breeze. I'm in my dude. I'm in the moment. I don't want a cell phone near me. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I just want that breeze, nice little cocktail.
I could sleep with the windows open and the waves crashing. Oh, I'd be gone.
God. Yeah.
Like that's what I woke up to. Yeah.
There are some other ones. Muscle relaxation techniques.
Okay.
Practice mindfulness techniques. You can close your eyes and just like get away from. I guess that kind of correlates to like, the happy place. Deep breaths. Always help. Lavender specifically helps stop panic attacks.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
A couple other essential oils like orange for some reason.
Okay.
Bergamot and a couple others.
I have the lavender oils, and you're supposed to like rub it on your wrists.
Yeah,
I do believe.
You can put it like on if you're having trouble sleeping too. You can put it on your pillow or something.
Nice.
You can focus on like one specific object, and there's this method. It's like the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 thing where you like you can do it in any order. You look at like name 5 things around you, name 4 sounds or like any specific that's the senses.
Yeah.
So you like trick your body into thinking about something completely different.
Yes. That's.
And then you can also like learn what triggers you, what triggers a panic attack. There are like many different things, like big crowds can trigger panic attacks for some people.
Yeah.
Feeling alone or something, like being alone.
The easy thing to do would be say, "Oh, you just avoid those areas," but
you gotta,
one cannot
use
because you're going to have to do whatever it is to survive in
You got to
society.
live your life.
Yeah.
Like I don't like huge crowds a lot of the time.
Right.
Or like if I'm going somewhere, I'm not a big fan, and I just put my earbuds in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just me.
And you know what I've learned when you go to like crowd? Well, I mean, sometimes crowds it just depends. I wouldn't say I'd have a panic attack, but I get tight. But I know when you have anxiety, you're probably going, what are these people thinking about?
Yeah, I just they don't give a shit.
Yeah. They really don't.
Or I'll, like,
They
play
really
with
don't.
My like jewelry. I'll be like, you're fine.
Yeah. I hear you.
And what do they say that the people that you think are thinking about you are not occupying their minds with you as much as you think they are.
No doubt.
It's deep. I made that way harder.
On the off chance that anyone under 30 is listening to our podcast, that goes to like or anyone in school or whatever. If you have like a test or anything, that can cause like a panic attack. You can be stressed about it. And what I'll do is like I listen. I have my noise canceling headphones on, and I don't have anything on. It's just noise canceling. There's nothing. There's no music. There's nothing. It's just that.
Yeah.
And I just and I'm like, I can't hear anything else. And I like there's people around me, but it's just like that.
Well, just on back on this, like when I sleeping, right?
Shout out sleep. I love sleep.
Yeah, sleep is a great time. But I have to have a fan.
Oh,
I gotta have a fan.
100%.
And the fan has to move. It has to make no noise other than a fan noise. No.
Two things will get me out of bed in the middle of the night. One, fucking crickets. Okay. Two, a fan that is making it. If it was just a tick, 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 like a constant, I'd probably get around it.
Yeah.
But just a random, oh my God, I've been on top of the bed, on top of the dresser with like a stick, like, this motherfucker, where is he?
Seeing your underwear right now, like, come on,
Well, the stories of you trying to find that fucking cricket with a broom, one cricket in a 30 by 50 basement.
Okay.
Go.
Yeah.
Where is it?
Yeah, where is it? Yeah, and I remember
he
going
obviously used his falcon.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Oh, yeah.
Falcon.
The falcon thing was in its infancy at the time, doing that. But I remember going around with a goddamn dustbuster, going, I'm going to find that cricket. I got to find that. Yeah. But I mean, there was. Go ahead.
Sorry. Yeah. I have to say something.
Is everyone with us?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. The sound of this cricket. Now, my dad, our father, built this basement, and he built a wall about 2 feet away from the CMB block wall. So it was a hidden passage around the back of the entire basement.
You're opposed?
Okay. Yeah. So that way he could get back there and spray and do things and wire.
I hate it.
And that's where they were.
Yeah.
Sometimes they would come out. So in the middle of the night, this cricket, I would hear through the wall. I mean, and it's a dark little 2-foot alley. After years of watching horror movies, I'm like,
I gotta go back there.
This is why people die. That's why they run in the woods.
Yeah.
Why are they going in the woods? Why am I up 2:00 in the fucking morning in a small little hallway trying to find a cricket, with like a cue ball?
You're using a dustbuster that sounds like a chainsaw.
Oh my God.
When you're going through, that's terrifying.
Nope.
By the way, I just thought of something. Why did Dad have a crawl space that was 2 feet that went around the perimeter? That is our father a serial killer?
No.
Yeah.
That's where he hung all the paintings with the eyes were missing. Wait.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah. Not seen that. Yeah, exactly.
He's not going to listen to this.
Yeah. God,
that's some eyes wide shut shit.
Yeah, it's some scary stuff. Hey,
it was my least favorite thing because whenever we play hide and seek or like tag or whatever, everyone would always go there, and I'm like, I'm not going in that fucking dark area because I know for a fact Jax is gonna pop out and scare the shit out of me, and I'm gonna hit him in the face, and I'm gonna get in trouble.
I actually got stuck. I got stuck in the pipe. It's a real story.
There are many instances.
So there's a pipe that's back there.
My brother fell in a fucking well.
I did. Yeah, I fell in the well. There's a well down there too. Okay, we got a lot to talk to about Dad about. Anyway,
that's where he keeps. Never mind.
Yeah. We
not sure where we're going with that.
We're going with that.
Serial killer.
Oh yeah,
yeah. He's definitely hiding bodies. But no, there was a pipe back there that it was like really hard to like squeeze through. And I remember trying to squeeze through that thing, and this is a guy's story. I got stuck. Yeah. I got stuck back there for was about 2 hours, but I really thought that I was going to have to scream for Mom and Dad.
Oh yeah,
come and get me.
Sure.
I'm sitting there. I'm like, I'm going to get through.
You were back there for 2 hours and you didn't scream. I would have screamed after 5 minutes. I'm impatient as hell.
Oh yeah.
Do you want me to scream? Father, come get me because I'm behind the pipe in your really creepy fun house of death.
No,
I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it.
And when he says pipe, he means a column.
Yeah.
There was two
pipe there.
Yeah, there was one on each side, like a 4x4 or 4-inch diameter, like column for structural shit.
Right.
And there was 2 spots where they were, and of course, if this thing was 2 feet wide, this thing was like you had to get through this like 8-inch gap.
Yeah.
Or something like
bunch of
maybe
Crisco and
100%.
Yeah.
But seriously, I every time we go home and I have to go down there and Mom's like get something from the entrance to this was where the dartboard was, and then they keep their canned goods. Well, I mean, when they used to can things, that's where they people can tomatoes, can this, can that. That's where all that shit was.
It was,
and I don't know what's down there now. Like,
yeah. I mean, you know what? Next episode. Live from my parents' basement.
We're going to tell you what's down there.
Yeah. You know what? I think we could just record that. And
my parents' basement sounds like a band.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Okay.
Like a band.
Absolutely.
My parents' basement.
Oh, that should be a
band.
Should be up another podcast.
My parents' basement. There you go.
Yeah.
There's your spinoff after this. Once we get our $1 million contract. So.
Oh man.
God, we've covered a lot of things.
Sure.
But I tell you what, I'm gonna do a little abnormal news. So I'm going to go in with a little abnormal, crazy news.
Absolutely.
Yes, abnormal,
play it
crazy
again.
news.
Stories from around the world, Darren?
Around the world. But you know who's going to do that story for us? Cameron, our producer.
Absolutely.
So I have a funny story here. This is from a couple years ago, but I found it on Twitter.
Okay.
I think it's really funny. Can you guess what it's about? Florida. It's about Florida.
Of course.
I wasn't ready.
Okay. Michael Johnson envisioned Shane Anthony. I don't know. The blah 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 blah. Yes. Rare stolen coins end up in a supermarket change machine.
What?
Yeah. Exactly what I said.
How much were they worth?
$33,000 in
shit.
rare coins.
Oh, my God.
Were put into a Coinstar machine with just enough store credit to be able to buy a couple packs of beer.
So the funny
$29.30.
The funny part about that is that the Coinstar charges you a fee.
Yes.
So not only did he be able to buy what? How much did he get?
It said
$30.
$29.30, and he was only able to buy a couple packs of 12 packs of beer.
Not only did it not give him the correct amount as $30-some thousand worth of rare coins.
Correct.
It also charged him a $4.50 fee
Yes.
to use that.
Yeah, we're going to take that from you right now.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
the comment right underneath said he easily had 33,000 worth, and he dumped it into a Coinstar machine. What an idiot.
Now,
Oh, God.
I wonder if he got the coins back.
Oh, so authorities said that he confessed that he stole rare coins and other items valued at $350,000.
So he was a criminal. That's how he got caught.
And he thought his fence was a Coinstar? That makes no
And
sense.
he said, what about the insurance? I need that money back. And they were like, the money you stole?
Yeah.
There's no insurance that covers this kind of thing. That's just not how that works.
So Coinstar just gets to pocket the I wonder what they went back to the original owner. Hopefully
Hopefully they belong in a museum.
yes.
I would hope so. I feel like it's a beautiful story.
So
Yeah.
do you. Sorry, that's
What was that?
Oh, come on, audience land.
No. I mean,
Darren just said they belong in a museum, and I
Yeah.
was like, so do you. Come on, Indiana Jones.
Yeah, no, I know.
Okay. Anyway, I also had another story.
So do you.
Yeah.
Also about a Florida man. So this Florida man was charged with kidnapping 2 alligators and slider turtles.
What?
They got a report that someone, like his neighbor or something, heard.
It's a slider turtle.
What is a
I
slider
don't
turtle?
even know. I'm on.
Hashtag slider turtle.
Hashtag slider turtle.
Yeah.
Yes.
Save the slider turtle. But apparently they were in his backyard pool.
Okay.
Not the turtles,
Right.
the alligators. They were just swimming along.
Okay.
Nothing in relation to Wally, because he's from Georgia.
Yes. And
This
still
guy
missing.
is from Florida.
Still
Still missing. Haven't had an update since June 17th. And so, by the way, he got arrested
Insane.
for this charge because
Sure.
it's actually effing crazy. And I don't know why, but whenever I looked it up, the first thing that came up was that. And I think it's very funny that the first thing that came up was alligator related again.
That's two. That's 2 weeks.
2 in a row.
Yeah. So 2 weeks. I think he was a thief, and he probably threw some of these coins in with his other change to hide them.
Completely ditching the alligator topic.
You know, like I don't see this. This isn't a guy that is taking coins to like pay for everyday things. It doesn't seem like it. I mean, if he had that many in
I
coins,
just want to know where he found
Unless he had no
rare
idea.
coins. No, he knew. He knew. It's
he
something.
stole from somebody's house and they didn't know what they were, and
Yeah.
has nowhere to
In the
idea where to
article,
get rid of them. You know,
he like fakes that he doesn't know, and then he confesses that he does know,
Right.
and he also has a fuck ton of other stuff, and got charged with 10 drug charges.
Well,
he's like a
He's from Florida. It makes sense.
world-renowned like.
Sorry to Florida
thief.
listeners. Sorry to any Florida listeners.
Right.
But
It was
y'all
Florida man,
people
right?
are
Is that what
crazy.
you were
Florida
on?
man.
Yes. A fabulous like.
I'm sure there's a man like that in every state around the country.
I feel like I'm looking
Yes.
at 2 of them.
I know.
Oh,
Do you
I've
have any
got.
secret alligators?
I do not.
Is that what Pop-Up is hiding?
I think that's what I'm going to
the
get.
back?
Could be.
It could be an alligator.
that's what's
back
I
there.
love an alligator.
Well, that's the conclusion of Brothers Camper, episode 7. I think we're getting there, guys.
Getting a bit of a rhythm.
Yes.
You know, I would say, no, we have rhythm. We have rhythm.
Yes.
We have the rhyme.
Some would say we have panache.
By the way, the slider turtles were in a kiddie pool as well.
Okay. Well, thank God.
Well, yeah, absolutely. God, where do you keep your slider turtles?
Exactly. Well, thank you for listening to Brothers Camper, guys, and everyone in audience land. Follow us on the Brothers Camper everything, the Instagram, the Facebook, the TikTok, the
TikTok
YouTube.
is Brothers Camper 1. Actually,
That's right.
Couldn't
Yeah.
get the
Someone out there. We'll
proper
find
domain.
them.
Son of a bitch.
We'll find them.
Yep.
Well, 2 brothers.
One sense of humor.
Thanks a lot, guys. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
They're so silly in
Stop.
audience land. Oh, shit. Wait.
You